and welcome to the very first episode of Song Starter. My name is Emi Jarvi. I'm a musician. I live in Bristol in England, but I'm originally from Chicago. And this is my first ever podcast, so come along on my learning curve as I figure out what the heck is going on. So the idea behind this podcast is I'm going to either write original music ideas or talk to people who have written some original music ideas or kind of song sketches. And then I'm going to play them for you here and describe them, tell you what key they're in, beats per minute, give you an idea of kind of the vibe, and also a little bit of information about, what was behind the song or what prompted the song. And then we're going to make the audio files available to download. So you can go and download them and mess around. And it will be under the Creative Commons license. There'll be more details on that on my website, which is emijarvi.com/songstarter. You'll be able to find the files there and some more information about sort of what's allowed and stuff in terms of licensing. Thank you very much for coming and having a listen. I really appreciate it. I'm filled with excitement and terror doing something new. And without further ado, here is this week's song. It's called Unless You Change It. And afterwards, I'll tell you a little bit more about the song.
It won't change unless you change it. It won't grow unless you reach. Did you know you have already all you need? I know you're tired. I am tired too. Did you know that you are not alone? 'Cause I am here with you. It's not made unless you make it. Can't heal before you bleed. Did you know you have already all you need? And I know you feel it. I can feel it too.
So that was Unless You Change It. And I'll tell you a little bit about the song now, so you can decide if you want to dig in and download the audio files. It's in G minor, and it is 70 beats per minute. The vocal sound, as you've now heard, is sort of kind of chill and vibey. And I want to tell you a little bit about the songwriting prompt as well every week. And this week, I was chatting to my friend Holly Tamar, who is amazing. By the way, go and listen to her music. It's beautiful, beautiful folk. Her voice is outstanding. And her songwriting is gorgeous.
Very beautiful.
That was my 4-year-old chiming in. And she was listening to one of the last songs that I wrote. She was like, oh, I really like that, because I couldn't tell if it was going to be one of those songs that just kind of sort of goes along and never really goes anywhere, if it was going to sort of all of a sudden something big was going to happen. And when she said about a song that never really goes anywhere, I was like, yeah, I want to write one of those next. I want to write a song where nothing quite happens. And this is the result of that. And, you know, it's about really, you know, if you want something to change, you have to go out there and change it. It really does boil down to that first lyric. That first lyric is kind of what shaped the rest of the song. And you get an extra 10 points if you can spot the extremely emo lyric. That's included in there too. And that's it. That's all about this week's song. If you want to go and download the audio files, you can just go to emijarvi.com/song starter.
Why are you having so much fun, you guys?
Top question there from the Bubs. And I'll be back again. Probably in about 2 weeks' time. I'm going to aim to do one of these every 2 weeks and just launch another song, talk a little bit about it, and make the audio files available if anybody wants to download it. If you do download the tracks and mess around, I would absolutely love to hear them. You can send me an email at mail@emijarvi.com.
Remember, if you go on bikes ride, wear a helmet.
Top safety advice. There you go. So please do let me know if you mess around with it. I would absolutely love to hear what you've done. Thanks very much for listening and for coming along on the very first episode of Song Starter.
Please do painting.
And I want to finish by just saying thanks so much to my glorious husband, James Carmichael, who recorded and wrote the piano part for this song. And I did the lyrics and the melody. So thanks very much for that, James. Glorious as usual. And thanks to you all. See you all in a couple of weeks. Bye.